Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. I'm Claire. This is Purple Poppy, and today is the 1st of March. So we're on a whole new project. So I thought this month what I would like to do is a mini lap book. So, mini lap book journal. So I'm going to explain to you how I'm going to do that first of all. So I've got this sheet of decently thick card. It is 300 grams and it's a standard A4. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to cut it into 4 pieces. Okay, so we'll have 4 A6 pieces of card. Okay, I folded it rather than measure it to make sure that I get it the right size. We'll bring out Stanley and we will cut it into our 4 pieces. Okay, I did say it was going to be a mini lap book. So that's 2. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you will have seen me make lap books before. And usually when I make full size lap books, what I do is I use hardback books and join them together. Now, the important thing when you make a lap book, if you've never made one before, is that the very back or front pieces, whatever you would like to call them, they need to be the widest spine, okay? Because everything folds in to them. So I'm making this 4 centimetres. Okay, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 centimetres. Now I'm going to join mine with masking tape. So I've got this wide masking tape, which, as you can see, just goes on there like that. Okay. Oops. Okay. Can't pick it up now. There we go. I'm going to turn it over, put it tight, and pull it the whole way back down. And then I'm going to trim it off. Now, obviously, that's very thin, but we're going to be adding layers, so I'm not worried about that. If you haven't got a wide masking tape, you could stick a couple of thinner ones together and that will give you more width. Okay, so now we need to join our flaps on. Now that was 4, so we want this one to be slightly under 2, because 2 2s are 4, but we don't want it that tight. So I'm going to go about 1.5, just like that. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. Oops. Turn it over. Bring it down. So you can see the difference, yes? Narrow, wide. And then this one, same thing again. We're going to go 1.5-ish. It doesn't matter if these 2 are not the same, as long as the total spacing is less than that. Okay. Whoops, that moved. You do want them straight. over again. Like that. And trim that off. Okay. So now we've got our lap book base. So this is the back, this is the right front, this is the left front, and then they fold in together. So you've got this scenario here. Okay, so that is your actual spine. That's your actual spine, and they're your two mini front spines, because we're going to open our book like that, and we're going to have all of these facing us at the same time if we choose to. Okay, so that's the basis of how I'm making the book. Now for its cover, I really wanted to use this dust sheet, drop cloth, whatever it is you call it, where you are. Generally used by decorators to protect floors. Now, as you can see, it's much wider than I need. So I like a nice rough edge, but that's gone a bit lower there. So, right. So I'm going to cut it. Do I want to turn it over? I'm not sure. I'm going to give myself enough to turn over if I choose to. So let's see how much we need. So we need to start here. Okay. And enough to turn over if we want to. Probably going to turn it over. Whoops. So that piece is residue that can go up there for another project later on. And this one I'm going to cut along here. Now it doesn't matter if you've cut it straight or not, because we are either going to turn it over or fray it. Now if you haven't got anything like this and you would like it, this particular one actually came from eBay. Let me find it for you. It's a huge packet. And of course I'm causing Jenga as we go. Right, here we go. There you go. So it is cotton twill dust sheet. It's 3 foot by 24 foot. So there's a huge amount of it there. All I've done is coffee dye it. And it was £5.90. You are not going to get cheaper fabric anywhere. And if you like grungy and shabby, it's perfect fabric. Okay, so we've now got plenty. And we know that we've got enough to turn over if we decide to, and enough on the ends as well. So we can get rid of our journal cover for the moment. And then what I have got here, I haven't got enough messy mat, have I? I might have to have 2 of them. Let's go for 2 of them. There you go, 2 messy mats. And now I can get it right across. I know you probably can't see the end bit, but I've got 2 napkins here. They're both exactly the same, because I thought, well, do you know what? I'm called Purple Poppy because I love poppies and I wanted to be a little bit different, hence purple. And March is the month of my birthday, so it makes sense to me that this cover should have poppies on it. Now I am aware that last month we did red, so it might feel a little bit like, oh goodness, she's doing red again. But it's just the way it's happened. Now I think there's another layer here. Why can't I get it off? Oh, is there another layer or is it only two? Oh, there's definitely another layer. Talk amongst yourselves while I get this separated. Goodness me. There it is. I knew there was another layer on here. Anyway, you don't need a lesson in this. You all know how to separate a napkin. So when you've got your top layer like that, I've got two because of the length. Although, yeah, see, it's more than half, so I am going to need two. So I'm going to put that on there. Now you've seen me do fabric napkins before, but I've always done it on a flat cotton. I've never done it on a textured fabric like this. So we may have a disaster on our hands and I may have to think again, but I'm hoping not. Oh, and look at that. We've got a beautiful secondary page there. Okay, so I'm going to line these up as best as I can, like that. I am going to get my palette out, get a fat paintbrush. I'm going to get some water in there. Okay. I've got decoupage medium here, matte. You could use PVA if you wanted to, but I don't think I want to do that this time. I want to use, it is going through, just wanted to make sure that it was going through. I want to use this, because when you use PVA, it sometimes, or nearly always, dries glossy. I don't want it to dry glossy. I want it to dry matte. So I'm just spreading this on. Whoops. See, now that bit stuck to my finger. That's not good, is it? There we go. I'm just going to pour a bit out. Do obviously need to go a little bit gentle. Napkin paper, as you know, is very thin. We don't want a big hole in it. We just want it stuck to our hessian. Now, I don't mind if I get a little bit of wrinklage or a little bit of spillage, because it adds to like the aged grungy look, and that's fine. I like it because you can see the texture. I can't really pick it up and hold it to the camera, I'm afraid, but you can see the texture of the dust sheet underneath. So that's what I'm doing. If you don't have this cloth and you're not interested in getting any, which is fine, I totally understand in not spending money unnecessarily. Just that I use it all the time when I've got it. You can use any fabric you like, any old bed sheet or whatever. I was just going for adding the texture. So this really is going to be my journal, if you know what I mean. It's not really going to be mine. I mean, they're all mine, but it's me, isn't it? It's got the poppies on, and it's our March one. So, and I'm probably off screen now. I'm just going all the way across to finish. this off. Okay, whoops, I've split it there. But again, you see, that doesn't really matter. We want the aged look on it. And then obviously when this is all dry, which it will be by next week, I will stick it to my journal cover so that you get the idea of that. Just come along that seam. There we go. Now I'm going to set this down to dry and I'll talk to you about something else. Sorry about my chair. Right, that's on the floor drying. Now, the other thing that I've done is I've decided that something else that is very me is bits and pieces. So this month's journal is going to be Poppy's Bits and Pieces or whatever. So I took an A4 sheet and I stuck down with glue stick lots of different bits of odd fabrics that I loved. I then put it into my scanner and I scanned an image of it. I've done this with you before. Now there's a lot of you I know commented you don't have scanners, so I will put this in my Ko-fi so that you can print it if you want to do that. I've also done a collage sheet with bits of actual vintage ephemera that I have. This will also be part of that Ko-fi selection. And then I have scanned a number of different documents in whole rather than making a collage. So again, I will put these in. So this one here, that gives me 2 different pages that can be cut down there. I've got another collage one there. And then I've got all of these photos. I'll put that in as well. That can be used. And then here we've got 3 different documents because we've got the Westminster Bank credit sheet. So we can use that. We've got the Brighton Council payment slip. We've got this solicitor's letter. We've got this registered letter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these to make my pages. Okay. So we're using, albeit copies, scans, we're using original documents, or I am. And if you want to join along, then obviously you can go to my Ko-fi site. You'll be able to download these free of charge and use them in your March book as well. So I'm just tearing them all out. And these will get added to tea or coffee dyed papers to make my journal pages. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, or what I'm doing, if you want to do the same, is make one notebook, one pocket and 2 mini journals inside our lap book. So this is obviously week 1. We always do the cover in week 1. Okay, I've got rid of all of them out of the way. So we open up our book again. I'm planning to put a pocket here to store stuff in, we're going to have a journal here. We're going to have a journal here. And then we're going to have like a notebook here. So these pages obviously need more trimming, but these will be connected to that part of the spine there to be that one. These ones will be connected to that part of the spine there, so that when this closes up, it encases that encases that, and they go together. And you can see there where you've got your journal either side of your cards. Okay, and as I say, pocket there, notebook there, and the notebook is basically gonna be like that, with not this but lots of layers, and we'll make a notebook that you can slot in and out, because we'll put a bar. I'll show you all that later on anyway. So there you go, we have got started on week 1. There's your cover. It's made from masking tape and 1 A4 sheet cut into quarters. These will all be in my Ko-fi shop, so that you can download these and use the same vintage papers as me if you want to. And our napkin dust sheet is drying on the floor. So feels like that should keep you going for the week. Stay safe. I'll be back next week and we'll do the next stage. Ta-ta for now.